What's going on? This is Coach Marcus, Pro Fan Talk, and let's talk about some football news. What is the football news? What is the top stories? And I got three that I want to talk about. 2 out of 3 direct relate to the Philadelphia Eagles. The third one, that's just going to be a trending story until the season starts. Number one, we're looking at our guy, Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, no secret here, you got a big contingency of people in the media that want to discredit him every chance they get. Why? I have no idea. But it happens. The lists and all of that kind of thing. This is the thing you're looking at now is top 100 players in the league. Last year he was 19. Now he's 56. What do you want? You know how I feel about lists. They don't mean anything, especially in the preseason. So, but it's funny because now he has the hate for Jalen Hurts, or the detractors of Jalen Hurts have become the narrative. You got to figure out a way to justify your ranking, and that's okay. There's nothing that I can show you or say that's going to change your mind if you're just not a Jalen Hurts fan. That's just the way that it goes. Even though he's proven himself time and time again, sometimes his passing game suffers, but at the end of the day, it's all about what you do when you have an opportunity in the playoffs. This past season was the first time he had a subpar playoff game, because normally, and the expectations of him are to go deep in the playoffs. So last year was a disappointment, rightfully so. And that's a big reason why a lot of the people are down on Jalen Hurts. The problem is that they want to take that season, they want to take last season in a vacuum and apply it. They should be in a vacuum because last year was last year. The year before we won the championship, we won the Super Bowl. But everybody wants to, they talk about last year and then they leave it. And he's the only player that they do like that, at least that I can see. You'll bring somebody and they've won nothing. And this is the old age question right now. Do wins count? Yes, they count. Yes, they count. Who's at the top of the game right now as far as quarterbacks? Everybody is going to put Matthew Stafford at his age at the top of the list. And rightfully so. Matthew Stafford's an excellent quarterback. But if you remember, Matthew Stafford couldn't get it done until he got out of Detroit. Does he get credit for having a good squad in Detroit? Absolutely. But he couldn't get it done until he got out of Detroit. He had good players in Detroit. So when do you want to pull the leash and when do you want to give it some length? Everybody's got different reasons as to why it is what it is. Yes, there are some isms and some ists. Favoritism. He gets the long leash. Guys like that, Matt Stafford, Trevor Lawrence, Dak, they get long leashes for whatever reason. Stats matter until they don't. Until you get to the playoffs and then you lay an egg, or for whatever reason you don't find a way to get it done. Josh Allen's at the top of that list too, but he has a very dubious history in the playoffs. And the good thing about football and the bad thing about football is that once your season is done, you got to wait all of this time to start over and try to climb that mountain again. And even if you do get to the summit, like the Eagles did in 2022, doesn't mean you're going to plant your flag. Too many things that can happen. Bad calls, injuries. You don't know what's going to happen. But it's just very interesting how some players get the leash and some players don't. Of course, now we got Sean Mannion coming in, so we got a new coordinator. A.J. Brown is gone, so we lost a big piece of our production and our offensive machine. So everybody's got these questions. And again, rightfully so. But I always like to use examples when Buffalo fired their offensive coordinator after a bad game by Josh Allen and the new one came in. Everything that Josh Allen wanted, did he get it done? No, he didn't. He didn't. Jalen Hurts is specifically designed for what's going on in Philadelphia. I don't know how else to say it. That is a blessing. God told Jalen, you're going to play for Philadelphia because they're going to have a bevy of offensive coordinators and you are the only one that can handle it. I made you to be able to handle this type of stuff, this type of turnover. I've never seen anything like this as long as I've been involved with professional sports. I've never seen one player with so much turnover at coach. As his coach, somebody that has a direct effect on your level of play. I've never seen this much turnover. I could be wrong. It could have happened before in the past. I just don't remember seeing it. Jalen Hurts was specifically made to play for the Philadelphia Eagles in this era, in this environment with everything that's going on. God knew that this dude was the dude for this city. Believe it or not. You can agree with it or not. So we got another offensive coordinator, got another system to learn. But for some reason, I do think this is going to be different. I do think this is going to be better. I do think we have Sean Mannion, somebody that can speak the language, the quarterback language. Sean Mannion is 6 years removed now from being an actual player on an actual team. So he still got the muscle memory. Don't be surprised if you see Sean Mannion out there warming up, throwing passes to the guys, talking the language, talking the talk. Talking the talk. There's nothing better than starting a new job, being in a new location, and you find somebody that you have something in common with. We used to experience that in the league all the time. You in a new place, my first year with the Eagles back in '93, and you nervous and you a rookie and you meeting all of these people for the first time. This person played at Notre Dame. That person played at Alabama. That person played at LSU. I only played at Eastern Kentucky. I was never on national television. You got all of these things and you think they are bigger than they are, but actually everybody's standing on the same ground. And you find commonality. What? You used to play for this coach? Yeah, that dude used to coach at EKU. You know him? Then you find commonality. You used to play in the OVC? Oh, that's my squad. You was 1-882? You from Ohio? What? You from Cincinnati? What? You find commonality and you cling to those things that you guys have in common. And in this particular case, you're talking about a quarterback in Sean Mannion who is not too long removed from playing the position. Yes, he was a backup, but he was on a squad. So there's some things that Sean Mannion can empathize with Jalen Hurts that other people can't. Kellen Moore could. I don't think Kevin Patullo was a quarterback at the highest level. Sean Mannion was, Kellen Moore was. So they can speak the language. They can empathize with some of the stuff that Jalen Hurts is doing. It's one thing to understand, but there's only a few people that can empathize with your given situation. There's only a few people that have actually been through exactly what you have been through. And lucky for the Philadelphia Eagles, we are in that situation with Sean Mannion and Jalen Hurts. And I think Jalen Hurts is going to be the beneficiary of that experience. They're not too far apart in age. So there's a lot of commonality that is going to help in Jalen understanding what he's got to do, understanding the offense, and it lessens the learning curve. So that's football news 1, Jalen Hurts. Football news number 2. This, when we go to the Patriots and we have joint practice, that is going to be the biggest story in the NFL this year. Before the season starts, in preseason, this is going to be the biggest story. The joint practices. They're not stupid when they arranged this. They knew what was going on. They trying to make money. Everybody's going to be up there. It's funny. Everybody going to be there except Diana Rossini. She the only one that ain't going to be there. But this story blew up. We all knew what was going on. And then you intermingle that with the Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini scandal. And I find it funny, Diana Rossini still catching all the smoke, and Mike Vrabel, he bringing puppies to press conferences now. They trying to force that image change, ain't they? So it's going to be very, very interesting. But I already know now they're going to do some one-on-ones, and A.J. Brown is going to have some hellified catches against the Eagles. And I'm already seeing it right now. Rick Woolen, because Rick, R-I-Q is short for Tyreek. Rick Woolen and A.J. Brown going to get into it. That is my prediction for this joint practice. It ain't going to be Quignon. It ain't going to be Coop, although they will all make plays. Rick Woolen and A.J. Brown are going to have words. That is my prediction. You got 2 premium egos going at it. And Rick Woolen is just as fast. Rick Woolen has got the wingspan, the 4.3 speed, and he's also 6'4", by the way. So that is the matchup that I will be looking for during the Eagles and Patriots joint practice. Don't get it twisted. That is going to be must-see TV for sure. And finally, in the football news, what's the third story in the football news? Third story in the football news is Mr. Shedeur Sanders up in Cleveland. I didn't think anybody could crap on a player more than folks do on Jalen Hurts. Shedeur Sanders was like, hold my beer. They never wanted this kid to get his opportunity, and the only thing he did was show up and show out. That's all he did. Show up and show out. And finally, he's going to get an opportunity to shine and do what he wants to do. They don't want him so bad. They trying to stick Deshaun Watson in front of him. And you know how much people hated Deshaun Watson after everything went down to that. You know, with his getting suspended and all that kind of stuff, with the massages, and they trying to put Deshaun Watson in front of Shedeur. And Shedeur's like, we not having it. And every chance the kid gets to show what he can do, he shows what he can do. They tried the Dillon Gabriel experiment. It didn't work. You know why? Because Dillon Gabriel wasn't that good, and they knew that. Don't get me wrong, Dillon Gabriel was good, but how many people his size with his stats don't get a chance and, you know, don't never get a shot? Look at what just happened to Pavia. Pavia popping off and making all of that noise, and he done already been cut by the Ravens. So sometimes it is what it is. Sometimes you could be your own worst enemy. But in regards to Shedeur Sanders, man, I'm expecting big things out of him. He's getting the reps. The head coach is treating him like a starting quarterback. So that means he's getting all the reps. That means he's getting all the time with the wide receivers. That means he's getting all the film time. Not that he didn't get it before, but the reps was the big deal. Let's get some reps. Let's get comfortable with your personnel. Now he knows what his offensive lineman can do. Now he knows who's protecting his blind side. Now he knows where the chinks in the armor are. Now he knows who's his best receiver. Now you get some commonality and some familiarity with the people that you got to throw the ball to. Now he has that opportunity. So now we're going to see somewhat the best out of Shedeur Sanders. And I say somewhat because he's still only a second-year player. He's still got a lot of growth ahead of him. But it'll be nice to see this is what we get. This is what we get when you give somebody the opportunity, when you give somebody the reps, and you treat somebody like a quarterback should be treated. Not a star quarterback. Get the reps, get everything you needed. And they want to hang that 5th round draft pick. They tried to hang that moniker on him like an albatross. But again, that kid is blessed, man. And what God got in store for him, can't nobody stop. And it just, all you got to do, and I say this all the time, all you got to do is step back and let it play itself out. Because if it's for him, it's for him. It's for him. And they've had every opportunity to try to get rid of that kid. And they've tried. And he just keep hanging around. He just keep proving folks wrong. He just keep outworking. He just, they wanted so bad for him to be the ego-driven dude like they thought his dad was. They wanted him so bad to be horrible on the field. They tried everything in the world to break this kid down. And he just stood, waited for his opportunity, made the most of his opportunities. Now, was he the best behind the center? No, a lot of it was on him, but a lot of it wasn't. His coach did not do him any favors. Him driving the team down the field, getting ready to score, and then you on the goal line and want to call a trick play with a tight end that's not used to getting handoffs. Like stuff like that. Like, what are you doing? They was trying to lose. They was trying to me, that's sabotage. But having said all of that, number 12 is still where he's supposed to be. Center stage, getting his opportunity, and he's going to have the opportunity to start for his NFL franchise from the go. And we're going to really be able to see how good he really is. Now, if it turns out he ain't quite that good, let it play itself out. Give him the same leash that you give all of these other guys that don't have nowhere near the amount of college stats, don't have his pedigree. You give a lot more leash to a lot lesser quarterbacks. So it'll be amazing to see what Shedeur Sanders does when he has a legit opportunity. So I can't wait. I hope he stays healthy throughout the year. And we can see him play all year. But those are my 3 football stories today, man. Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, and Shedeur Sanders. Eyes are going to be watching, so we're going to see what's going to happen. All right? Y'all have a good night, and I will talk to y'all later. Peace. Go Birds.